their freedom when he was outside and inside the prison. We actually worked together when he was in prison. He would call me, Jolly, nice, you're my witness. He would send emissaries, call Jolly, I want to send her. He would send me everywhere. And every time I said, Bob, that is too much, he would tell me, you can do it. I trust you can do it. And indeed, I could do it. What breaks my heart is that he helped a multitude regain their freedom. But he died in the chains of injustice. My only consolation is that Bob has fought a good fight, finished the race, and his faith, and kept his faith, and only a reward awaits him in the New Jerusalem. I feel proud to have been associated with you, my friend, because I tapped into your courage, wisdom, resilience, hope, faith, humility and humanity, and selflessness. To you, the congregation, and myself.
Fiona and Marsha, if I say anything wrong, just shout the word wrong, and the people will know that I'm telling a lie. Right here beside me is my sister, my little sister. This is Faith Nyamwenge, one of those people who can testify about Bob, because they are about age mates and they grew up together. She's slightly younger. But as I was saying, why do I say Bob was a lawyer even before he went to law school? You know, in a family setup, there are so many things that happen. And as a parent, sometimes you are inclined to get the whip and discipline some people. For these young children, sometimes when I catch them on the wrong foot, I feel like whipping them. And I bring them down, I say, go and bring a stick, put them down. Bob would come and say, Daddy, what has she done? And then you blah, 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 he had done this. And she would ask them, do you know why Daddy wants to cane you? Yes, what do you say? Most of them were brought up to be very, very quick at saying, Daddy, I'm sorry, I'll never do it again. But then you know the next time you catch them at it again. They are quick. And Bob would be there to say, Daddy, since she has apologized, please forgive her. Sometimes he would ask me, how many canes did you want to give her? I said 3. I said, Daddy, can I just take 1 on their behalf? Yeah, I want to take 1 so that you save her. And look at this innocent person who has not done anything and has tried to plead, and you have apparently ignored or not listened well to him. And he's ready and willing to take a stroke on behalf of someone, pain on himself so that someone else may not feel that pain. That is the Bob we are talking about. Their mother, my wife, was a teacher, now retired. Took care of Bob from primary. But she always tells me, now this child is crazy. When they ring the bell for break at 10 o'clock, Bob does not go to play with others. She would like to go and be by the ribs of the mother. And stay there while the mother is marking books, is helping her to arrange those books and do things and things. And that was him right up to when he finished his primary. Because he went to the same school my wife was teaching up through to when he finished primary school. He only left us when he went to St. Peter's College tomorrow, where he did his secondary education. And he continued to be obedient and faithful to the extent that when Bob was going to law school, by the time he was going to law school. Masha there was still a little baby, a little young. When we experienced water outage, would go to the river, collect water, and wash Masha, bathe her, towel her, and make sure she looks good. That is Bob. So by nature he has been a defender of the rights of people. And that Bob died the death that he shouldn't have died. As Andrew says, in the first instance, Bob shouldn't have gone to jail at all. The legal fraternity, you know this, and it's a fact. But there is one thing, and I want to give a little advice. As a common man, I'm not a legal person myself. Those of you who find yourselves in the legal profession, whether you stand on the prosecution or you sit on the judgment seat, do not make your cases personal. That is exactly what happened to Bob. That's exactly what happened to Bob. He challenged some powers that be, to the extent that they felt like they were grasshoppers. And so, because they didn't manage to challenge him intellectually, they turned it personal and used their positions to say, okay, we shall see. Since I sit here as a judge, and for me I sit here as the DPP, we are going to manipulate this, and we shall see where it may happen. Bob told me when he was first taken to jail, when I visited him, saying that I am not here because I deserve to be here, but I'm here because probably this is the only place I can be safe, because out there are people who want to see me 18 feet deep underground, and they are doing everything that is possible. I could have given you a testimony, but I have no facts about it, and I beg to reserve that. It is about the day we went and applied for Bob's bail while he was in jail. I was surety to him. My sister, Margaret Muhanga, was surety. My brother Chihuguru was surety. We stood for him. And they told us that the ruling about the bail application will be given on notice. So we went home. So come that day, the notice was given and we were called to go to court. We went to court. The ruling was supposed to be 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock we were in court. We stayed in the courtroom up to about 10:30. Somebody comes to tell us, the judge says, he will come at midday. So we waited. Midday came. He never turned up. Come 1 o'clock, they tell us no. The judge says he will come at 3 p.m. So people come at 3 p.m. So we go away and we come at 3 p.m. At 3 p.m. we are called into the chambers and the court clerk gives us that his bail was rejected. But in between there, let me tell you what happened. When we came at 9 o'clock, when the judge was just about to leave to come to the courtroom, somebody walked in and went straight to the judge's chambers, and they stayed.
Samora, Stephanie, and Ivana, I pray that the Lord heals your hearts.
Robert Aldrich Kasama, may your soul find eternal rest in the beloved.
I'm a lawyer, partly, if not majorly, because of Bob Kasango. Pity then, when I was negatively, Bob sent people who knew me, go and get me that woman, at no cost. I was hardly 27, a senior 6 dropout. I didn't know what DPP was. I didn't know what NOLE was. I didn't know defense. But Bob said, we shall go up to here, and that will be it. You'll be set free forever. I beg Mr. Frank Rusa to stand up for recognition. You were then state attorney at Buganda Road. Fully prosecuted. And Bob said, this will not go. Bob set me free. He did not only set me free, he set my son, now 22 years old, right up jail. Faced with an offense of grievous bodily harm, to be convicted for 7 years, to be convicted and sentenced for 7 years. Bob set me free. But the way he did it, so intelligently, that he put the DPP at his knees. He permitted the DPP to put me to defense, and there he was. The DPP had no choice but to enter into NOLE. The League of Fraternity knows what a dent it was to the DPP. I am so proud that Bob has left everything for the judiciary to think about. Rest in peace, Bob. Go well, Bob. I have already pledged my support to the family. Much as I knew nice in childhood, Bob made me closer to the family. Bye-bye, Bob. Bye-bye, friends.
Thank you very much, Bob's friends. Wakora nawe bahiro polisi amagizi gayanga amahira amagizi akobungu umutima gwe urungi muno abakyala babiri hano abaza kwicara wetwa baitwana abakyala be hano babiri bakabenye kusangu mukoto ugumu gwokwita bakalapa ugondi gwokutazo omuntu betu Bob akabyemeramu yabehayo abantu bona katugaruka speech egaruka hendi ubwire bwagamba what heart is getting worrying. And this will
I made to Bob on that day with him. I would walk with him. The journey has been tough. The journey has been difficult, as you all know. But it has made me strong. It has made me very, very strong and resilient. But it has also shown me what humanity is like. It has shown me what human beings can and cannot do. It has shown me who God is in our lives. The limitations of humanity. That's what this experience has shown me. Knew how to show love. You can imagine those of you who are talking about him and you're touched in those ways from a distance. What about me who was at the source? So, we are seeing somebody who is filled with all those things that they said. So, about God. Me who was at the source saw it firsthand. Spirituality, I saw it all. They said Bob had words. I'm telling you, he used to write poems to me. That any woman, even if you thought of straying, you'd say, now, which person is going to speak this English to me? Who is going to construct this? He was very clever in that way. He kept the fire burning. Flowers, even from New Zealand, they were there. They would come. You know, messages. All of that. So, Bob was a smart man, you know that. Love to get to love. Who do you know who can get the change? 2 days ago, they said, oh, we need some change of clothes for Bob. Then I thought to myself, yes, Bob, the true you. You even need a change of clothing. You are just not going to go without changing, freshening up. But I know that he's with the Lord. And today is really not a day for me to continue to say much. Everybody I've spoken to knows. I want to thank Rose Kabise For giving birth to Bob Kasango, I do not take the role that he played lightly. And my appeal to you, Rose, is that the Lord gives you the peace that surpasses all understanding. This is not a fight between you and I. This was just for Bob's desires and wishes to be met. I thank God for you. I thank God for the family. And I pray, Auntie Rose, wherever you are, you will always be dear to me, in my heart, in our children's hearts, you and the family. We might go our separate ways, or maybe be together, I don't know. But just always know that we shall respect you as God's mother.
I don't know what to say. I just said thank you for coming. Thank you for giving Bob a befitting send-off. God bless you all. My name is Matthew. Lona.
Good afternoon, everybody. Allow me to take off my mask. My name is Lona, and I am standing here to represent all the other siblings of Bob who could not make it here. I have so much to say about Bob. Christians here to say how Bob gave them money. Bob never gave me a lot of money. Bob gave me his love. Bob gave me his time. Someone stood here and said Bob was a poet, and that is true. That is very true. That is very true. One of the things I am missing about Bob could write a poem about anybody and everybody. I remember Bob used to call me Mona Lisa. I don't know who Mona Lisa is, but I think Mona Lisa is a very beautiful person. I think so. Because every time he would be talking to me, he would say, "My beautiful Mona Lisa." That was what he called me. He collapsed at the stairs. He had a cannula on his hand from Nakasero Hospital. He said, "I have had my sister almost died." And I said, "Lona, I have told Bob you're fine," but he has insisted. He has insisted he must look at your face. He must look at your face to confirm you're fine. But he never got to look at my face because when he fainted and collapsed, he was in Nakasero for the next 2 months. I was discharged from IHK and found him at Nakasero. I thank you all for loving Bob. I thank you, his friends, his classmates, and everybody, the people here, the family. Thank you for loving my brother. Thank you for taking him in. This is to you, my children. No matter what happens, you are my children. Nice, you are my sister. You are my sister. No matter what happens, we have a family behind us. They couldn't make it here. They are watching us on live stream. Thank you so much, the Greater family. And we pledge that we shall always be there for whatever you need, wherever you need us, whenever you need us. We shall always be there. We shall never leave you. We shall never abandon you, regardless of what has been said about Bob. And nobody will make me think contrary. Regardless of what the media says about him, regardless of what the judicial fraternity says about him, I don't care what they say about him, because I know him in a different perspective. I know him as a different person. I know who Bob is and who Bob was, and nobody will make me think otherwise. Even in death, nobody. And that is the spirit I want you, my children, to take. You know who your father is. You know who he was. And nobody should convince you otherwise. Let us stay strong. We shall go through this. We are all saddened, but we shall go through this, and it will come to pass. Thank you.
Let's give a louder clap. Because they've told us that tukambira mazima abo banyanya ba Bob tubona bakule mukubale bati. And that one we know it. Those were just one or two wrong characters. Bantu naito banu tubainamo abagenzi banyu and bagoza kutugumya hasongeje. Balenga no kuhabura abana baba Samara Stephen na Ivana kumu bara mugenzi wetu nice mugenzi wabo bamsema kumanzi bagamba kana bakaikiriza that this is your home. You slept here, we shared bedrooms, the girls were the other side, the guys were here.